Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mon's PC Tips and Tricks. And in today's video, I'll be covering how to choose the best GPU for you. Now, in case you haven't seen my first video where I go over the budgeting and factors, I'll just quickly brief over it. Now, for the graphics card, you want to spend around 30 to 40% of your entire budget. And this is probably the most expensive component in your entirety of your build. Now, as for some of the factors that you should be looking at when buying your graphics card, first you want to look at the price to performance ratio. Now, many YouTubers, when doing reviews on some of these cards, do show the price to performance ratio and how much value you're really getting for how much you're spending. Now, you should really take a look into this as you want to ensure that you're getting the best graphics card for what you're paying. Next, for another factor that you want to look at, you want to ensure that you're aware of your desired performance. Now, this is completely up to you and a personal preference on the types of games you play, as well as how much performance you want out of your graphics card. If you want to play some of the higher AAA games, you might want to look into getting a mid to high end budgeted GPU. And as for some of the first person shooters or League of Legends, you might want to look into getting some sort of a low end graphics card. And something you also want to look into is possibly getting warranty on this component, as it is crucial that in case something does go wrong within your graphics card, warranty can obviously cover any of the repair costs and replacement costs, so it just takes away one of the stresses when building a PC. Now, as for the mid to low end budget GPUs, here are some of the following that I've picked out that I personally think are the best in this category. Now, it includes the RX 580, which goes for about $330 Canadian. It has a total of 8 gigabytes of VRAM and it has 0.64 frames per dollar. Now, when you're looking at this ratio, you want to have the frames higher per dollar, as that just means that you're getting more frames for each dollar. And as for the 1650 Super, it goes for around 250 Canadian, has 4 gigabytes of VRAM, and has a 0.72 frames per dollar. And lastly, the 5500 XT, which goes for about $300 Canadian. It has 8 gigabytes of VRAM and contains 0.62 frames per dollar. Now, if you are looking for getting the best value in this graphics card, I would suggest the 1650 Super, and if you're looking for performance, it would have to be most likely either the 1650 Super or 5500 XT, depending on the variation of your build. Now, as for the mid-end budget, two excellent options include the 1080 Ti, which goes for around $600 Canadian if you can find it for use. It has a total of 11 gigabytes of VRAM, and the next mid-end budget GPU is the 3060 Ti, which is about $600 Canadian and has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, if you are looking for better performance, you would have to go with the 1080 Ti. However, they're only the same price if you get the 1080 Ti used. So it really just depends on how much you can find it for. Now, if you're looking for better value, I would say you should go for the 3060 Ti. But like I mentioned, if you can find the 1080 Ti for much cheaper, I would certainly look at that option over the other graphics card, as it is much stronger in performance and it will be extremely beneficial when you are gaming for 1080p or even 1440p gaming. And lastly, when you're looking at the high-end budget, this is the top of the top, one of the best, if not the best, graphics cards out there currently on the market. Now, the first high-end budget GPU I'm looking at is the 2080 Ti, which is quite expensive as, like I mentioned, it is one of the higher-end graphics cards, and it goes for about $1,100 Canadian, but that is used. It has 11 gigabytes of VRAM, and 3070, it goes for around $800 Canadian, and has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, when comparing them in performance, the 2080 Ti is better in performance. However, it is much more expensive. So if you are looking to get one of the lower high-end budget GPUs, you might want to get a 3070. But like I mentioned before, if you are managed, are you if you are able to get a 2080 Ti at a much lower price, that must be a much better option as it contains much higher performance and you can easily get any of the much higher end or more graphics card dependent games done. Anyways, that's all for today. I really hope you guys have some sort of a better sense of which graphics cards you should be looking at the low end, mid end, as well as high end budget to get any of your gaming done for your gaming PC. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment down if you have any questions or concerns down below. Thanks for watching.